Hi children, good morning. Today we are going to learn the lesson number 10 from your EVS part, that is air and water. See children, this air and water is very important for not only the human beings but also for all the organisms including the plants. Yes or no? If you will observe a small animal like a cat breathe and at the same time it takes the water. So here not only the cat, if you observe the dog, if you observe a buffalo, if you observe a cow, so many organisms are present. All the organisms need air and water to survive. What do you mean by survive, children? Survive means to live. Survive means to live. So, when coming to the human beings can't live for few minutes without taking air. Yes or no? So, can we see the air, children? No, we can't. Can we feel the air? Yes, we can feel the air, but we can't see the air. Okay. Can we detect the smell of the air? No, we can't detect the smell of the air until and unless something is mixed in the air. So, air has no color. Okay, we can't see the air. Next one, but air has some properties. Like air has weight, air has pressure, all these things. And next one, for example, if you close your nose and mouth for few seconds, don't do this, just I'm telling. For few seconds, we forcibly open our hand from the mouth or nose. Why? Because the air should enter into our body for each and every cell that is present in our body. Each and every organ, each and every tissue, each and every cell requires the air. So what do we take from the air? Yes, we take, so air is a mixture of so many gases. Air is a mixture of so many gases. For our survival, which gas is required, children? For each and every cell, in order to live, yes, which gas is required? Oxygen. Okay, oxygen is required. Not only for the plants, for the human beings, children, even the animals and plants also require oxygen for respiration. Yes or no? But plants require one more gas for the food preparation. What is that? Yes, that is carbon dioxide. That is carbon dioxide. So this air is very important. Next, coming to the water. So when you feel thirsty, you will drink water. And not only human beings, just before starting the lesson only I told you, the animals and plants also require water. Water, without water, imagine your life. So, right from waking up in the morning till you are going to the bed, yes, you will do so many things with the water. We will wash the clothes with the water. We will clean the vessels with the water. We clean our house with the water. We drink the water. Okay, so not only we take bath with the help of water. So water is a very important component that is required for our life. Not only for our life, even for so many organisms. Then what this water is made up of? Water is made up of mainly two gases, that is H2O. H is hydrogen. H2 is hydrogen. Okay, and O is oxygen. O is oxygen. And here For digestion, proper digestion, water is required. Even each and every cell and each and every tissue requires the water. So water is a very, very important component. Okay. Children, just now gave introduction about the air and water. Now let's take page number 66. Okay. So here let's learn about air atmosphere. Let's learn about air atmosphere. Let's learn about air atmosphere, air pollution, air atmosphere, air pollution, the precious water, water pollution. So, in this lesson we are going to learn air atmosphere, air pollution, the precious means valuable, okay, precious water and water pollution. Two conversations are here, children. Let's see. What do you think? Is it possible to live without air for few days? What do you think? Is it possible to live without air for few days? At least for few hours? At least for few minutes? No, children. It is impossible to live without air for few days. Now, conversation see. No, Mihika, it is not possible at all. We need oxygen to breathe, which we get from the air. What do we need, children? We need oxygen to breathe. We need oxygen to breathe, which we get from the air. Air and water are the basic needs of our life. So what are the basic needs? Air and water. Air and water are the basic needs of our life. They are the most important natural resources on the earth. Why these are called natural resources? Why? Because no one has created the air and no one has created the water. So they are present in the nature by itself. That is why they are called the natural resources. So the resources which are present in the nature, like air, water, sunlight, okay, all these are the natural resources. No one is created, children. They make life possible on the earth. So here air and water make life possible on the earth. Come, let's read in detail to learn about them. Now we are going to learn about the air atmosphere first. Okay. Now let's see, we know that air and water are the basic needs of our life. Not only for the human beings, children, even for the animals and plants also, air and water are very important. They are the most important natural resources. Now let's see the very important term, that is air atmosphere. What is this, children? Air atmosphere. Take page number 66. The atmosphere is an important part what makes earth livable. That means we are living here, even the animals are also living, all these are living. That is because of the atmosphere only. So atmosphere is the envelope. Envelope means covering, children. Envelope means covering. Atmosphere is the envelope of gases. Envelope of gases surrounding the earth. Envelope of gases surrounding the earth. That means, you know, the different gases are present here, like oxygen, nitrogen, inert gases, carbon dioxide, water vapor. So this atmosphere is the envelope of gases or the covering of gases surrounding the earth. Okay. Children, Now let's see the importance of atmosphere. As I told you already, atmosphere is the envelope of gases surrounding the earth. First point, our atmosphere gives oxygen to survive. What is the first point? It gives oxygen. Our atmosphere gives oxygen to survive. Survive means, children? Yes, to live. Okay, so we require oxygen, not only ourselves, even the plants, even the animals. So all these organisms gets the oxygen from the atmosphere only. Second point, it gives carbon dioxide for plant survival. It gives carbon dioxide. It gives carbon dioxide for plants survival. I told you clearly, plants prepare their own food material themselves. Yes or no, children? We get food from the plants. Animals also eat the plants. We get different types of vegetables and fruit from the plants. Then plant, where it is preparing from? Yes, plant prepare by a process called as photosynthesis. Plants prepare by a process called as photosynthesis. Okay, so for this food preparation or photosynthesis, plant require mainly four factors. One is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is otherwise called as CO2 formula. Next one is water, is otherwise called as H2O. Next one is sunlight. Next one is chlorophyll. So by using these four factors, plants prepare their own food material themselves, which by a process called as photosynthesis. That is why plants are called autotrophs. Why they are called autotrophs? Why? Because they prepare their own food material themselves. So here carbon dioxide is one of the factors. So carbon dioxide is required for plant survival by a process called as photosynthesis. Third point, it maintains the temperature on the earth. So you see the third point, it means atmosphere maintains the temperature. Children, what do you mean by temperature? The degree of hotness or coldness. Sometimes during winter season the temperature falls below 10 degrees also. Yes or no? Even in some areas it falls below 4 or 5 degrees also. And during summer season it rises to in some areas extreme high also, children, like 45 to 50. So this temperature can be maintained by atmosphere only. Okay, next one, atmosphere also protect us from harmful radiation or rays like ultraviolet rays. So ozone layer, what is that, children? Ozone is, the formula is O3. Ozone is O3. Children, you know that from the sun rays, ultraviolet rays will be coming. What is that rays? Ultraviolet. Simply those are called as UV rays. U means ultra and V means violet. So ultraviolet rays. So whenever these ultraviolet rays falls on the living organisms, it may cause cancer. So to prevent from the ultraviolet rays, one layer is present like an umbrella. Okay, in the atmosphere only. See, children, during rain, okay, we protect ourselves by keeping an umbrella. Like that, the ultraviolet radiation, from the ultraviolet radiation, okay, whenever this ultraviolet radiation or UV rays falls on the living organisms, it is very dangerous and harmful. That is why we are protected from these ultraviolet radiations, okay, by a layer which is called as ozone layer. This layer is present in the atmosphere only. This layer protects us from ultraviolet rays. Okay. Children, now let's see the diagram which appears on the board. Is it visible, children? Yes. Here see, you have three colors here. One is green, second one is pink, third one is yellow. Which color in the circle is very more, children? Yes, that is nitrogen. This green color is represented, okay, nitrogen is represented by green color. What is the percentage? 78.09%. How much, children? 78.09%. And yellow color, oxygen is represented with yellow color. What is the percent? 20.95%. 20.95%. And the very small area is there which is represented by pink color. That is other gases. What is this, children? What is this actually? What is this circle and what is this nitrogen, oxygen, other gases means? Atmosphere contains all these gases in these proportions. Proportions means in these amounts. For example, the atmosphere contains, okay, 78.09% nitrogen. How much, children? 78.09% nitrogen. Out of 100%, 78.09% nitrogen means, okay, that means almost more than 3/4. More than 3/4. And the remaining one is 20.95 is oxygen and very less amount, that is 0.96, not even 1 also. 0.96% other gases are present. What are the other gases? Like the inert gases, water vapor, all these inert gases are the argon, krypton, xenon, radon, all these. You are going to learn in your higher classes about these inert gases. So now let's see. The air around us is composed of many gases. Air includes 78.09% nitrogen, 20.95% oxygen and 0.96% other gases. The other gases that constitute 1% are carbon dioxide. Let us go for the other gases. So now let's see these other gases is, okay, in this 0.96%, again 1% of 1% constitute are carbon dioxide. Here see, children. So what are the other gases that are present? Carbon dioxide. Next one is argon. CO2 is carbon dioxide, children. Argon, hydrogen, helium, and neon. So what are the gases, children? Carbon dioxide, argon, hydrogen, helium and neon. So CO2 is called carbon dioxide. CO2 is called carbon dioxide. So as I told you already, 78.09% nitrogen, 20.95% oxygen. The remaining gases are 0.96. That means you can take roughly 1%. Carbon dioxide, argon, hydrogen, helium, neon. So these are the remaining gases. And besides these, not only these, children, air also contains water vapor and dust particles. Air also contains water vapor. Air also contains water vapor and dust particles. So if you see, sometimes in the sunlight the dust particles is present. So where these dust particles comes from? Yes, in the air only. And you know about the water vapor. So here, due to heating, the water in the rivers or the oceans can be converted to the vapor. Again, due to condensation, the vapor condenses and form rain. So that is the water vapor, and dust particles are also present but in less amounts. Oxygen is the most important gas. As I told you already, the importance of oxygen. Okay, oxygen, why it is important means each and every organism take oxygen. Each and every organism's body require oxygen. Air, all living things require oxygen to breathe. Breathe means taking oxygen and leaving out carbon dioxide. So it is also essential for combustion or burning. So oxygen is also important for combustion. Children, combustion means burning. For example, if you want to burn something, so if you will fire with a matchstick or a lighter, Okay, if there is enough oxygen only, then it catches the fire. Otherwise, the thing won't catch the fire. So that means in order to burn something, oxygen is required. And next one, carbon dioxide is essential for the plants for photosynthesis. I told you clearly. Carbon dioxide is essential. Carbon dioxide is essential for the plants for a process called as photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis, children? Here see, photosynthesis is a process by which plants prepare their own food material themselves. Okay, so next one, water vapors determine the condition of weather in an area. So which factor determines the weather condition, children? Water vapor. Water vapor determines the weather condition. Water vapor determines the weather condition in an area, whether it is hot, whether it is humid, whether it is cold. Excess of water vapor in air is called humidity. So excess of water vapor in air is called humidity. If you'll observe the areas where like Visakhapatnam, Kakinada or Mumbai where the sea is available, in that area, okay, if you'll observe, humidity is more. Why? Because water vapor content is more in those areas. So that is why they feel more humid in those areas. Understand? So water vapor determines the condition of weather, and at the same time excess of water vapor in air is called humidity. So once again I repeat here. So the chart, okay, so this pie chart, this is called pie chart or a circle representing the composition of gases that are present in the air. So how much percentage of nitrogen, children? 78.09%. How much percent of oxygen? 20.95%. How much percent of other gases? 0.96%, like carbon dioxide, argon, hydrogen, helium and neon. Not only this, children, even water vapor and dust particles are also present. Now let us see the importance of these gases. That means how these gases are useful. Oxygen is very, very important for the organisms to breathe, and this oxygen is also useful for, yes, to burn something or combustion. Carbon dioxide is useful for the plants to prepare the food by a process called photosynthesis. Water vapor is also important. It determines the weather in a particular area. Excess of water vapor, okay, excess of water vapor in air is called humidity. Okay, children, now there is a very important and interesting thing in the box of page number 67. That is, do you know? Children, do you know helicopter? Do you know helicopter, children? Helicopter is different from aeroplane. Yes or no? Okay, helicopter is different from aeroplane. A helicopter is an aircraft. What is this, children? It is an aircraft. An helicopter is an aircraft which has revolving wings, whereas aeroplane has the static wings, whereas a helicopter has the revolving wings like this. Okay, see, it has the revolving wings like this. If you'll observe in the movies or if you'll observe in the video also, the helicopter, or directly you can observe, has the revolving wings, children, has the revolving wings. These wings are called rotors. So what are these, children? These wings are called rotors. So helicopter is an aircraft which has a revolving wings. These revolving wings are called rotors. The rotors rotate with fast speed to reduce the air pressure above them. So due to the reduction, in order to reduce the air pressure, these rotors rotate with high speed. When these rotors rotate with high speed and the air pressure is reduced, automatically the craft is lifted upwards like this. You can observe, see, the aeroplane goes like this, whereas helicopter won't move like that. Okay, it lifts slightly upwards like this. When it lift upwards, when the rotor moves with high speed, when the rotor or the fan moves with high speed, the air pressure is reduced, automatically it lifts the craft upwards. Helicopters can rise and land vertically and can also hover in the air. Hover means fly in the air. Okay, hover means fly in the air. So helicopter, when the fan or rotors moves with high speed, due to the reduction of the air pressure, it moves vertically and it goes up into the air. Okay.